The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The royal family is said to fear Meghan Markle will drop a Prince Archie bombshell in a new book, and if so, all hell will break loose. You may recall that during the Oprah interview, Meghan claimed that a royal family member had speculated about the colour of her unborn Archie's skin. Now, a royal source is worried Meghan will name the royal in a memoir. The source also stated that royals fear having open conversations with Meghan and Harry, as such things tend to wind up in books. The source told The Telegraph, "There's not a lot of trust left to allow the family to maintain a good and open relationship. How do you speak openly without it ending up in a volume 2? A spokesperson for Meghan Markle told GB News, "The Duchess of Sussex is going about her life in the present, not thinking about correspondence from 2 years ago related to conversations from 4 years ago. Any suggestion otherwise is false and frankly ridiculous. We encourage tabloid media and various royal correspondents to stop the exhausting circus that they alone are creating." In his column for the Daily Mail, Dan Wooten writes, "Since Spotify's $20 million deal with Harry and Meghan came to an end, we have learned just how ill-equipped the couple were for a real job that required hard graft, imagination and strong working relationships. But it's also become obvious how the pair's little black book of contacts they were convinced would pull them through for them in a moment of financial need is far thinner than they ever wanted to believe. Hollywood celebrities and American A-listers love Harry and Meghan when they were members of the British royal family. As bitter and twisted grenade throwers on a kamikaze mission to bring down the monarchy, even as highly respected late Queen and Prince Philip were close to death, not so much. Being publicly associated with Harry and Meghan on a work project is not worth the potential brand damage for any bona fide star, especially one like Swift, who has spent years building up a working relationship with Prince William, who represents the future of the royals. That's part of the reason why I'm convinced Netflix is now desperate to follow Spotify out the door and sever their formal $100 million deal with the Sussexes when it expires in 2025. A senior Hollywood source told me Netflix wants out too. They are envious that Spotify exit could come so quickly. The contract with Harry and Meghan hasn't delivered. It's been a nightmare to navigate from start to finish." Royal commentator Kinsey Schofield told Sky News, "They look like a one-trick pony over at Netflix with their reality show. That's the only successful title they have had over there so far. Celebrities and companies are distancing themselves from the Sussexes because they seem to be a flop. They do seem to bring a lot of drama wherever they go and overpromise and underdeliver." The Guardian's analysis is that Harry and Meghan's current woes, it seems, come from giving up the good stuff too early. As an entity, Harry and Meghan are only interesting for as long as they can destabilize the monarchy. Their Oprah interview did that. Their documentary did that. Harry's book Spare did that. Archetypes did not do that, and as such was roughly as interesting as listening to changing room chatter in the world's most insufferable yoga studio. As such, it is increasingly clear that only fumes are left in the tank. It might be time for Harry and Meghan to go away for a while and work out who they actually want to be now. This isn't to say that we should write them off, of course. The Duchess of Sussex has signed with a talent agency, and depending on who you listen to, either wants to revive her blog as a Goop-style wellness hub or become US president. Any of those ventures might boost the family coffers, something that would give Harry a bit more freedom to go and chase down Putin for that interview. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Hey, I want to introduce you to a new sponsor, and you know we love our sponsors here at Palace Intrigue. Let me tell you about AG1, a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports your whole body health. And stay with me on how you can get a really sweet deal just for Palace listeners. I gave AG1 a try because it's one easy-to-mix drink I have every morning, and it's packed with 75 vitamins, probiotics, and whole food-sourced nutrients. I was tired of taking all the pills and supplements, and with AG1, it's all there in one easy drink. Makes me feel like I have more energy, better gut health. It's even healthier for skin and hair, and it tastes great. Plus, AG1 is delivered every month, so it's easy to make it a daily habit. With their travel packs, you never miss a day. Just mix it with ice-cold water and you're set. It's that simple. If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. It's a pretty sweet deal. Just go to drinkag1.com/palace. That's drinkag1.com/palace. With AG1, taking good care of my health is that simple. Check it out, drinkag1.com/palace.
Hey, it's Jordan Ross Myers, the man behind Twitter's notorious Lee Radswell and Don Gunvalson. I'm inviting you to join me every week for the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Along with my co-host, reality casting director Stacey Noel Connor, and disgraced entertainment TV producer Nate Safer, we probe the dark crevices of Hollywood, taking you inside the scandals of society's rich and infamous. Everything is fair game on the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Every Tuesday on all streaming platforms and at storicmedia.com.
The comments made by United Talent Agency CEO Jeremy Zimmer about Meghan being a great audio talent, or necessarily any kind of talent, may just have been jockeying between the big agencies. He blasted her as not great talent, but a stream of his own agents still tried to sign her, sources told Page Six. An industry source asked Page Six, so when did Jeremy have multiple agents trying to sign Meghan? They were in serious pursuit. Is it possible that Harry and Meghan's Spotify deal was such a colossal failure that they've ruined everything for Hollywood stars looking for side projects? Suzanne Daniels, YouTube's former global head of original content, tells the LA Times, I do think these deals are going to be fewer and farther apart because there's a lot of belt-tightening right now. An insider told The Sun that the couple have been paid only half of their Netflix money and they will get the rest only if they produce content of real interest. Time will tell what sort of interests there are for the rumoured upcoming Netflix projects, including a re-imaging of Great Expectations where Miss Havisham is now a strong woman living in a patriarchal society, or another idea which is described as Emily in Paris, but about a man. Royal commentator Daniel Elsa once again brings the focus to a Meghan career that doesn't really involve Harry. With their podcast deal, with Spotify having gone the way of the Dodo and Princess Margaret, it is looking increasingly like the Duchess has traded their Sussex double act for her own one-woman show. Meghan, and only Meghan, has a new super agent, and reportedly offers have been pouring in for Meghan, but only Meghan. It looks a lot like, for the first time, the couple are truly on divergent professional paths. Piers Morgan won an award and took the opportunity to thank Meghan. Piers was at the TRIC Awards and said, I want to thank Meghan Markle because if you think about it, without her contribution to my career, I would never have gone to Talk TV. I would never be seen standing here with this award. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or your app of choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.